So, talking about Irish music sessions. Um, I don't know. Give me a. I don't know where to start with this. Like how? What's your history with it? Why do people like it? Why do you like it? I don't know. Just talk about the whole genre and the whole idea of Irish session music.
Okay, I'm going to turn on my little brain crank here. Well, people have been doing sessions in Ireland really, really for hundreds of years because, in the early centuries, we know that there were early versions of fiddles. They weren't quite the fiddle that we see now. They look a little strange. And there were some Iron Age horns, bronze horns that have been discovered, that some of them are circular, some of them are straight, and those things are like 6 feet long. And it took so much breath, you had to stand up to blow the horn. You could probably get maybe 5 or 6 notes out of it. And they were they were musical horns, but those notes that you would hit could be heard over the mountain, and they were to really warn any attacking tribes or the English or anybody else, the Vikings who were attacking, and hopefully that sound would frighten the Vikings away. Well, good luck.
Yeah.
Vikings never have feared anything.
Yeah, especially a horn. But do you know if like different songs signify different things, or was it just one?
Yeah, I think there's a code for those noises. Yeah. If you did 5 notes in a row, it would indicate so and so, or if you did so and so 3 notes in a row, people were around knew what those three notes made. Now, also in some archaeological work in Dublin city itself, whistles have been found out of. They were cow bone, and somebody somewhere centuries ago, either the Vikings or the native Irish had made whistles, and you played them this way. You didn't play them transversely. You played them this way, sort of like recorders or tin whistles, and they only had 2 or 3 holes. And those things are alive in the museums in Dublin. Don't know what people played on them, but at least those instruments were around, and they were, the horns were Iron Age. I mean, they're a couple of thousand years old. And they're really decorative, and they're really nice. The whistles, I think, date from the 8th century or the 9th century. So I think the fact that they found the whistle, which certainly was not a war instrument, indicates that you could play the whistle by yourself, but probably other people had things to play along with you. Now, I'm suggesting, just off the top of my aging head, that could have been, you could say, the beginning of sessions in Ireland, where you would play a whistle, or maybe I had something to pound on to accompany you.
Yeah, most all cultures had some sort of drums.
Yeah, every culture did have a drum, for sure. The Native American powwows are a perfect example of that, where everybody plays on the same drum.
Yeah, how did they? Do you know the fipple part? Like how did they blow into? How did they blow into it being straight ahead, not a transverse flute?
I think just like whistles and recorders these days, I think there was an opening at the very end. I don't know what the term for that would be, but you put that in your mouth and blow.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'd never heard of those. And it's funny that, that's pretty similar to a tin whistle. I mean, it's obviously different. It's an animal bone, but, Well,
I think the fact that it was an animal bone helps to preserve it. Since it wasn't wood or bark or anything else, it was sort of indestructible.
Let me ask you this,
Sure.
So there's a theory that, the Black Irish may have come up more from Catalonia or Spain or the Mediterranean region. And then, of course, there's the Celts that may have started in the Russian steppes, and they stormed across Europe and just conquered everything and spread into... And when they came into Ireland, they pretty much took over. I mean, they really dominated. So do you think session or Celtic music comes more from that Celtic band that came in through Europe and came across the sea and came into Ireland, or do you think it has some roots with maybe the Black Irish who had been there before the Celts arrived, and maybe
Ooh.
they...
Only an intellectual can ask a question.
No, if you don't know, you don't know. But I saw a video one time, like Irish music's like dancing on the boat, So a lot of it was entertainment and something to do on long boat rides, That's why so when you did Irish dance, you're dancing on the wooden floor of a boat,
Well, I've never seen anything academic written to support either one of those principles. I haven't. Maybe you've seen it, but certainly in all cultures everywhere, people have danced.
Yeah.
Whether they have music, whether they just hear a beat, or whether they just don't, whether they just go outside, take their shoes off, and just dance like hippies.
Yeah.
I think the fact that people put down hippies 30, 40, 50 years ago is dumb, because even when hippies with hair flying and skirts flying are dancing by themselves, they're not doing something new and revolutionary. It's a reflection of what happened eons ago.
Yeah, it is really crazy to think about. Dancing is such a human thing that's all around the world and always has been, but we as modern people in the West don't dance. I don't ever dance, and most people I know don't ever dance. I mean, I guess at a wedding you do, but you might go to one wedding a year or no weddings.
And it might be just a waltz.
Yeah, so that is a good point. Like, at least hippies are dancing. You could give them that. Like, they are reviving the primal need to move your body to music. And that's probably, things like the Grateful Dead, they probably had many draws, but that was definitely a big draw, that you could go and move your body and not be judged. And, yeah, it's a good point. I don't think we think about dance too much in the modern West. It's almost looked at like I don't know, painting or sculpture. It's just a realm that most people see no immediate gain from, and why be interested in it? Why do it? Why learn about it? But it's kind of sad, because it's like a primal thing that we need.
I think that's a really good point. And that's why, don't you think that, say, in the early days of rock and roll, the kids flocked there. I can remember some of my high school students in the 1960s coming up saying, Mr. Donleavy, have you heard about the Beatles? Well, I had, because the Beatles hadn't come to New York, except the previous week or something. And these two sisters, their eyes were big as saucers. They were saying, you want to see kids dance to them?
Yeah.
We're learning some of the steps.
So had you heard of the Beatles or had not?
No.
Yeah.
They were brand new at that point.
Yeah.